I think you really struck something with your blog post, because I was really shocked, because never in my adult life have I ever seen you say anything political. I kind of guessed at where you stood on issues. I mean, you could tell, an educated guess. But what changed? What changed this time around that led you to posting this? Because this is now all over. It's in the mainstream media. It's everywhere now.
You really by the way, thanks for letting me be on the program. It's a great honor, really is. Although I didn't know of your connection with Rick, that scares me. That scares me. Now, Rick and I were roommates in college,
I know.
so I can give him a hard time. Yeah, I did. I just kind of had enough. I did. I felt really protective of the reputation of the Church of Christ, of what we stand for. And when Mr. Trump would call himself a Christian and then call someone a bimbo, or when he'd hold up a Bible one day and then make fun of a reporter's menstrual cycle the next, when he would be crude and almost barbaric, the kind of stuff the middle schoolers do in the locker room, I said, this just isn't right. Somebody needs to say something. And I kind of kept thinking somebody would. But when no one did, and it just got worse and worse, I said, I'm just going to see what happens. And so I wrote the blog. And within 36 hours, it had been read nearly 4 million times. And it got picked up by the Washington Post. Mm-hmm. It's gotten a lot of stir. Maybe I hit a nerve. Maybe I'm not the only. Not everybody likes what I said, and that's okay. Like you said, I'm focusing not on policy, but on tone, on demeanor,
right.
On the way he comports himself. And I just don't think it's consistent, with the way he should be talking. If he calls himself a Christian, he needs to talk a certain way and behave a certain way. Now, if he doesn't call himself a Christian, he can do whatever he wants. It's none of my business.
And it's so difficult to watch, and I myself am not. I'm guilty of failure at times with that too, because when you say that, and when you identify as being a person of faith, you are putting yourself, as I understand it, you're putting yourself in a position to witness to other people who may not be as familiar with the faith, who don't know Jesus' commandments of love, and they're not familiar with any of that, and so that may be the impression that they get of the faith, and so it is a very dangerous position. Speak to that a little bit.
It is. As you and I sign up to be a part of the faith, Christ has signed up to be a part of our lives. He enters us, and he speaks through us. And hopefully I become a living expression of his heart and an extension of his hands. None of us succeed. All of us stumble, but hopefully our stumbles are temporary. And hopefully we say, oh, I shouldn't have said it that way. Or we come to our senses and we actually repent, to use the biblical word. We say, I'm sorry, I can do better. But when a person just continuously lives in such a way and speaks in such a tone that it would cause a person to say, that's what you call a Christian, then I think that we have an obligation to call that out. I would hope somebody would call it out in me. I think we get confused between being judgmental and being discerning. To be judgmental is to look down on someone. To be discerning is to look into something. We are called to be discerning, to look into things and see, now, is this right or wrong? And when it's inappropriate, we call it out. Never called to be judgmental. In no way can we look down on somebody's behavior. But we are called to look into somebody's behavior and see how it aligns with the faith.
And that's a good point to make as well.